The whale shark is believed to have originated millions of years ago, with fossil evidence suggesting that its lineage dates back to the late Cretaceous period. These gentle giants are found in tropical and warm temperate oceans around the world, preferring areas where the water temperature generally stays between 21 degrees Celsius and 30 degrees Celsius. Their global distribution means they inhabit both coastal and offshore environments, often following oceanic currents that concentrate plankton and other microscopic organisms. Whale sharks are highly migratory, traveling vast distances across oceans in search of favorable feeding grounds and environmental conditions. They are commonly found in regions such as the Indian Ocean, the Western and Central Pacific Ocean, and parts of the Atlantic. Specific hotspots for sightings include the waters around the Philippines, Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, Ningaloo Reef in Australia, and the Maldives. These areas often coincide with seasonal plankton blooms or fish spawning events, which draw the sharks in large numbers. Their preferred habitat ranges from the surface to moderate depths, typically within the upper 100 meters of the water column, although they have been recorded diving much deeper. While whale sharks can be seen near reefs and island chains, they also roam the open ocean, navigating along continental shelves and around seamounts. This adaptability to various marine environments plays a key role in their survival, allowing them to exploit diverse regions across their vast range. Estimating the exact number of whale sharks in the world is challenging due to their wide distribution, migratory behavior, and the vastness of the oceans they inhabit. Scientists rely on sighting records, satellite tagging, photo identification, and genetic studies to make population estimates. Current research suggests that their global population is declining, and the International Union for Conservation of Nature lists the species as endangered. There may only be tens of thousands of whale sharks left worldwide, though precise figures are uncertain. Populations in the Indo-Pacific region appear larger than those in the Atlantic, but both have shown significant reductions over the past few decades. Major threats such as accidental capture in fishing gear, targeted hunting in some regions, boat strikes, and habitat degradation contribute to this decline. Adult whale sharks have very few natural predators due to their massive size and thick skin, which can be up to 15 centimeters thick. However, they are not entirely without threats from other marine creatures. Large predatory sharks, such as great white sharks and tiger sharks, have been known to attack whale sharks, particularly if the shark is sick, injured, or still young. Orcas have also been observed preying on them in rare cases, often using coordinated hunting tactics to target vulnerable individuals. Juvenile whale sharks are more at risk than adults. When they are small, they may fall prey to larger predatory fish, other sharks, or even marine mammals. Their slow swimming speed and tendency to remain near the surface can make them easier targets for attackers in certain environments. Scars, bite marks, and missing fins seen on many adult whale sharks are evidence of encounters with predators earlier in their lives. While natural predation does occur, the greatest threat to whale sharks comes from humans. Fishing, boat strikes, and habitat destruction have a much larger impact on their population than any marine predator. Nonetheless, in the natural ocean food chain, they remain near the top, facing relatively few dangers once they reach full size. Whale sharks have a striking and easily recognizable appearance, with a broad, flat head and a wide mouth positioned at the very front, unlike many other sharks whose mouths are underneath the snout. Their bodies are streamlined yet massive, tapering toward a large, crescent-shaped tail fin. Two dorsal fins sit on their backs, and their pectoral fins are broad and powerful, aiding their slow but steady swimming. The skin is incredibly thick and covered in tiny tooth-like scales called dermal denticles, which give it a rough texture and help reduce drag in the water. Their coloration is one of their most distinctive features. The upper side of a whale shark is a deep bluish-gray to brownish color, patterned with a unique mosaic of pale spots and horizontal and vertical stripes, while the underside is a lighter, almost white shade. Each individual spot pattern is unique, much like a human fingerprint, which researchers use to identify and track them. This coloration not only gives them a beautiful appearance but also provides a degree of camouflage, blending with the dappled sunlight from above when seen from below and the darker ocean depths when viewed from above. Whale sharks are the largest known fish species in the world. On average, they grow to around 10 to 12 meters in length, though individuals exceeding 18 meters have been recorded. Their weight can range from 15 to 20 tons for most mature adults, with the largest specimens estimated to exceed 30 tons. Despite their immense size and bulk, they move gracefully through the water, cruising at a slow pace that allows them to conserve energy during their long migrations. Whale sharks are not built for speed. Instead, they are slow, energy-efficient swimmers. On average, they cruise through the water at around about 5 kilometers per hour. This steady pace allows them to travel long distances without exhausting themselves, which is essential for their highly migratory lifestyle. Their large, sweeping tails and powerful yet unhurried strokes give them a smooth, gliding motion, well suited to covering vast stretches of ocean while feeding along the way. Although they are generally slow movers, whale sharks are capable of short bursts of speed when necessary. For example, if startled or needing to avoid a potential threat, they can accelerate to around 16 kilometers per hour, but they cannot sustain this for long. These brief spurts are rare and usually reserved for urgent situations. Their slow swimming speed plays an important role in their feeding strategy. By moving gently through the water, they can efficiently filter feed without creating turbulence that might disperse their food. This leisurely pace, combined with their enormous endurance, allows them to migrate thousands of kilometers across oceans in search of feeding and aggregation sites, making them masters of long-distance travel rather than sprinting. Whale sharks are generally considered silent giants of the ocean. They do not produce any known vocalizations, calls, or sounds for communication like whales and dolphins do. Their feeding method, slowly swimming with their mouths open to filter plankton, also doesn't generate any loud noises. Most of the sounds associated with them are incidental, such as the gentle rush of water as they move or the swish of their massive tails. Scientists have not found any specialized sound-producing organs in whale sharks, and there is no evidence that they use acoustic signals to interact with one another. Instead, they are thought to rely more on visual cues, body language, and possibly chemical signals in the water when it comes to social interactions or finding mates. While silent to our ears, it's possible they create very low-frequency vibrations when they swim, which might be detectable to other marine creatures sensitive to such signals. However, any communication in this sense would be passive rather than intentional. In essence, whale sharks roam the oceans quietly, their presence marked more by their size and grace than by any sound they make. A fascinating fact about whale sharks is that they are filter-feeding sharks, a trait shared by only two other shark species, the basking shark and the megamouth shark. Unlike most sharks, which are active hunters, whale sharks feed by passively filtering water through their gills. What makes them even more remarkable is that they can feed both by swimming forward with their mouths open and by staying almost stationary while pumping water through their active suction feeding, making them highly adaptable feeders in different conditions. Another interesting aspect is their incredible lifespan. Whale sharks are believed to live for over 70 years, with some scientists suggesting they could reach or even exceed 100 years. They grow slowly and mature late in life, which is one reason their populations are vulnerable to decline. Once lost, they take decades to recover. Their long lives also mean individual sharks may travel the globe many times over their lifetime, making them true citizens of the open ocean. Whale sharks also play an important role in marine ecotourism. Locations such as the Philippines, Mexico, and Australia attract thousands of tourists each year hoping to swim alongside these gentle giants. When managed responsibly, such tourism can provide significant financial incentives for local communities to protect the species and their habitats. However, poorly regulated tourism can cause stress to the animals, which is why strict guidelines are necessary for sustainable encounters. Whale sharks have a diet that sets them apart from most other shark species, as they are filter feeders rather than active predators. Their primary food source is plankton, tiny drifting plants and animals, but they also consume small fish, fish eggs, krill, copepods, and various types of microscopic organisms. They feed by swimming slowly with their huge mouths open, allowing water to flow in and pass over specialized filtering pads in their gills, which trap the food while the water is expelled. This method, called ram filtration, enables them to feed efficiently while swimming through dense patches of plankton. In addition to ram filtration, whale sharks also use active suction feeding, where they stay nearly stationary and actively suck in water, similar to the way some bony fish feed. This technique is especially useful when food is concentrated in small areas, such as during fish spawning events or plankton blooms. Whale sharks are also known to feed at different depths, from near the surface to deeper waters, depending on where food is most abundant at the time. While their mouths are enormous, measuring up to 1.5 meters wide, their throats are surprisingly narrow, only a few inches across. This means they cannot swallow large prey, and their diet is restricted to small organisms that can pass through their throat. This combination of massive size and a diet made up of some of the ocean's tiniest creatures makes the whale shark one of the most extraordinary feeders in the animal kingdom. Whale sharks have one of the least understood breeding patterns of any large marine animal, mainly because mating and birthing have never been directly observed in the wild. What scientists do know comes from studying pregnant females, genetic samples, and sightings of juveniles. Whale sharks are ovoviviparous, meaning the embryos develop inside eggs within the mother's body but hatch internally before being born live. This gives the young a better chance of survival compared to species that lay eggs externally. Whale sharks are thought to reach sexual maturity very late, likely between 25 and 30 years of age, and their reproductive cycle is slow. Combined with their long lifespan, this means population recovery from threats is extremely slow. Because mating has never been documented, scientists are still unsure whether they gather in specific breeding grounds or if mating occurs opportunistically during migrations. Unlocking the secrets of their reproductive biology remains one of the biggest challenges in whale shark research, and understanding it is crucial for developing effective conservation strategies. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for even more viewing pleasure. Don't forget, like and comment. Feel free to share.